Thanks for joining us for 5 on 5. I'm Joe Sullivan, pleased to be joined by Oregon Secretary of State Tobias Reed. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Joe. It's nice to see you.
Recently, President Trump said he will end mail-in voting. Should Oregonians be concerned that could happen?
Look, we chose this system in Oregon because we like it, because it works, and we've been doing it for 25 years. So we're going to take our obligation seriously. We're going to make sure that Oregonians have the chance to hold politicians accountable, to get the government they want. And the best way to do that is to make sure that they can vote in the ways that make sense for them, in their living room, around their kitchen table. And the Constitution is very clear. States run elections, not presidents. So if the president issues an executive order, we'll take him to court just like we did the last time he issued an executive order on elections.
Now, Article 1, Section 4 of the Constitution, it says it's the states that have the authority to regulate elections, not the president, as you mentioned, but Congress can dictate that they can run the elections and not the states. Congress can do that, can they?
They certainly can, but they do that through laws, not through executive orders. And if Congress tries to strip away the rights of Oregonians, we will be ready to make the case with our delegation and with allies in every state who know that vote by mail works. It meets people where they are. And the evidence is clear. We get higher turnout. We have higher security and lower cost. If we moved away from vote by mail, it would cost at least triple the amount. And I've been on a tour around the state meeting with county clerks. I met with 34 of the 36. It's a pretty universally held opinion that it would be enormously difficult to make that change. Plus, again, I think this is the system that Oregonians have chosen overwhelmingly time after time, and people want to be able to vote in a convenient way that fits their busy lives.
Why did you and other secretaries of state around the country turn down the DOJ's request for detailed voter information?
The U.S. Department of Justice demanded private voter information that they don't have the authority to demand. We're talking about dates of birth. We're talking about driver's license numbers. We're talking about the kind of thing that is not accessible to them. They have the ability to make a public record request just like anyone else did. In fact, we said that if you fill out the form, pay the $500, we'll happily share with you the same public information that we share with anybody else. But they didn't respond to that. I think that suggests they're interested in something else. They don't have the authority to do that. I don't trust what they would do with that information, and we're eager to make our case in court to defend the rights of Oregonians to privacy.
What steps has the Secretary of State's office taken to ensure the automatic voter registration system is free of errors?
I'm glad you brought that up. The steps we've taken have already proven to be effective. We just got an audit back from an external firm that talked about the ways we have changed procedures in the DMV. The idea that we have added a person in the Secretary of State's office whose sole focus is the administration of that program to match someone at DMV, random sampling processes. And just a couple of weeks ago, we had our first visit that included people from our office in the elections division, people from our IT shop, and people from our audits team, along with county clerks, to the DMV to make sure that what they have committed to is continuing to happen. That's going to be an annual event. And all of this really adds up to a floor, not a ceiling. So Oregonians should be confident we are continually looking for ways to add to the security of our processes.
You said you have been to 34 of 36 county clerk offices. That's very impressive. What's up with the other two?
Well, we had a little bit of a travel snafu when we were trying to get to Lake County, and we've had a couple of cancellations in Hood River, but we will be to the other two before the end of the year.
All right, we'll take a quick break and be right back with part 2 of our 5 on 5. Stay with us. I'm Joe Sullivan. Welcome back to part 2 of our 5 on 5 with Secretary of State Tobias Reed. Now, Secretary of State, you're a Portland Trailblazers basketball fan. What's your reaction to the FBI investigation and the arrest today of Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups?
I was stunned. I was awakened by the radio this morning, and in that sort of semi-sleepy phase, heard this story, and I thought, I must have misunderstood something. So I looked for the news and saw a confirmation. It's just shocking. I watched the game last night and was optimistic about where the team is. I have a lot of hope that Coach Splitter is going to be able to keep the momentum going, and obviously a legal process to play out. But as a Blazer fan, it's not welcome news.
Also in Portland, you posted a video on X of you in Portland at a very calm Trader Joe's parking lot recently. You clearly do not think Portland is the war zone that President Trump often talks about. Could you talk about that, please?
Yeah, I just am confused by all of this, because I think this is a city where people are trying to live their lives in peace. The controversy and difficulty around ICE is one square block in a city of many, 145 square miles, I think I heard the police chief say. And it's an attempt, I think, to distract from the very real challenges that this country is facing. And if the president wants to help people, he should be focused on getting a budget deal that could reopen the government, that could make sure that kids who are at risk of losing SNAP benefits are not facing that challenge. This is a distraction, and we should get back to taking on challenges that really affect Oregonians and Americans.
We've got about a minute left. Is there anything else you'd like our viewers to know about?
Well, I just want to make sure that everyone remembers that every year is an election year. This is no exception. There are about 1 million Oregonians across the state who are facing questions on the ballot about what's going to affect their future. In your viewing area, there are a couple of choices and questions about fire protection. So don't wait. If you've got a ballot, you can help out your county clerk. If you're ready to make your choice by filling out your ballot and getting it back early, that makes it easier for elections officials to make sure your voice is counted. And we're all better when people are participating in our process.
Secretary of State Tobias Reed, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Joe.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with more local news.